Bro, what is that? This is definitely not what I was expecting. You can keep the money I paid you for that project, but we won't be a good fit. I wish you the best. This is what one of my previous copywriting clients told me after I delivered the project. I remember I had put all this work into the project. I had written 2 VSLs, I had written 2 sales pages, I had written an opt-in page, and that's what he told me. He told me you can. He told me you can keep the money. That's what he told me. Imagine if this was you. What would you do? When this happened, I felt like my blood froze. I couldn't think, and I started kind of shaking. I don't know if I'm over exaggerating. I don't know if that's what you think, but I'm not. I literally started kind of shaking. My heart started pumping a lot faster. And was like, what do I even do now? What do I tell him? Do I give him a refund? What do I do? Is my reputation going down? The truth is, I honestly thought about quitting for a second there. I was like, okay, this isn't working. This isn't working. That's what I thought. And do you want to know why I got this message from my client? It wasn't because my copy was terrible. It wasn't because I overpromised or anything. It was because I was way too fucking creative. And I see a lot of especially beginner copywriters writing copy, and it's like, if you feel like doing this is like, and then they have this crazy analogy like, it's like drier than a camel's ass in the Sahara Desert, then do this. And I'm like, every time I see this type of copy, I'm like, okay, I know where you've learned this, but this is garbage. This is garbage. The only type of copywriters, people who can read this, is copywriters who've been taught to write copy that way. Nobody else. Not your clients, not your clients' clients, and not any other copywriter out there. Because being creative doesn't help you. It doesn't work for you, it works against you. Okay? And that brings me to the number one rule of copy that I teach my students in my mentorship. It's never confuse the reader. And this is more important than benefits, more important than outcomes, and more important than all of the BS you've probably been taught by all these gurus. Because copy isn't just about, it's not about the copy itself. Okay, it's not about the copy itself. Copy is not copy. Copy is probably 10%. Maybe less. When it comes to selling. I know this might sound crazy, but when all I knew about copy was benefits, outcomes, and hype, promo, more analysis, being more creative, I never made any money for my clients. And I got responses like the one I told you in the beginning, where they didn't want to keep working with me. And I don't blame them. Of course they don't want to work with me. When I write the garbage like this, and I deliver this to a client and expecting them to like it, of course they're not gonna like it. Clients don't want this stuff. And I don't want you to be one of those copywriters, okay? I don't want you to be one of those copywriters. Since you're in my audience, you can't be one of them. You can't. You need to stop using that many analogies. I don't want anything like this to happen to you, like it happened to me. Okay? And now I want to talk about something that my Muay Thai coach taught me about winning fights. And this has a lot to do about what I told you about being creative. He said, simple things are what win fights. It's not the spinning stuff. And if you think about it, it really does make sense. It really does make sense. Take a look at Floyd Mayweather, for example. Does he do all this spinning shit and all this garbage? No, he doesn't. He's not creative. What does he do? He's got the great defense, and that's the main thing. He's got a great defense. That's basic. But not many people do the basics. They want to do all the fancy stuff, all the spinning shit. And that's what many copywriters do. And that's why they're struggling to land clients. When they do land clients, the clients don't like their copy, so they end up clientless again. And then they start looking for more and more clients. And the same thing happens, and the same thing happens. And then eventually they learn that you gotta stop being creative. You gotta stop being creative. And you gotta stop using all these benefits. It doesn't work with you. Remember that. Remember that. If you found any value from this, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.